I'm up. Double cup, feel it right. Told Chuck, I feel like every night is all night. I'm up. Double cup, feel it right. Told Chuck, I feel like every night is all night. I'm up. Double cup, feel it right. Told Chuck, I feel like every night is all night. I'm up. Double cup, feel it right. Told Chuck, I feel like every night is all night.
And people have the nerve to say Andrew Yang is fear mongering when he's talking about automation and it's coming to take over like Terminator. But I'm here to let everybody know that automation is not on its way here. Automation is here now. It's slowly but surely starting to weed out the human population when it comes to jobs. And I was giving some examples right in my own space. I go into a local restaurant, and instead of going to the cash register to talk to a cashier person, you go up to this kiosk machine and you just press for your orders. When you go to Walmart, they have 10 to 12 self-checkout lines and maybe one or two where you could talk to a real person, and they be having a line backed up, and then they have all these self-checkout machines because nobody want to go to the self-checkout machine. Why would you want to go to a self-checkout machine and a person get paid to do this job? You don't get paid to check your own groceries out. And the other hand about this here, technology is stealing our information, and you don't think that that's a bad thing. Now think about this here. I don't know exactly what year it was, but I know it was a time period where they didn't have cameras at every red light. They didn't have people to say, if you don't have a seatbelt on, you get a ticket. I could understand if you didn't have a seatbelt on and it affected anybody else, but that solely affects yourself. So if you chooses not to wear a seatbelt, that should be on the personal preference, basically. But if they want to say that, I understand they actually taking away your free will, and people don't understand these situations. It only becomes a slippery slope. Like when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 first came out, it was rumored to say that the Xbox One was going to have DRM, and they had a lot of backlash about the situation because there was some type of check-in where they was able to monitor what you was doing or what you was trying to do. So I know a lot of people don't like that. That's like with your cell phones. Like back in the days, you used to take the battery out your cell phone. You can't do that no more. Every phone today comes with a camera. You can't opt to say, I don't want no camera on my phone. It's mandatory that you have these in the phone. They don't make them without that. So these types of things is actually taking away your free will and your freedom of space. Therefore, when I see these type of things coming around and people saying, oh, Andrew Yang is fear mongering about automation this, automation that. He need to give everybody UBI $1,000 a month. They're taking away people's jobs. And if you look at it for your own two eyes, that's like when people say climate control is not real. You walk outside in the middle of the summertime and you can't tell me it's not hotter than it's ever been, only in your perspective of what you see and feel with your own perspective. So when people say that this is not real, but you can see it from your own perspective, they say that I know that it's real, you will have to go. And that's why Andrew Yang is getting so much steam behind him, because he regulating with the regular people. And me and you is the same people that's Andrew Yang campaigning for, and the things that he trying to fix is stuff that's going to benefit you and me. And I can't say this enough. I can't say this thoroughly enough that the 2020 elections is right around the corner. We have to spread the word, get the name out there, because the only way that this could happen for us, if we stand up, if we get out there and campaign, and we get out there and try to push the Andrew Yang name, so people, especially the people that never heard of Andrew Yang, or the people that don't think that he's real at this moment, because how the media have been portraying him and been saying that he's not a real candidate. Once the media and the people realize he's a real candidate, and the people that never heard of him get a whiff of who Andrew Yang is, he have a real opportunity of changing our future, not just for me, not just for you, but our future generations. Well, this your boy Triple Cup Chuck. Now, I appreciate you for coming rock with me, like, sharing, and subscribing. Like I said,
to find out how they're monetizing our information and then get a fair share of that. Right now, it's difficult to to determine precisely, because we don't know what they're doing with our information.
Technology companies are selling and reselling our data, and we're none the wiser. We don't know what's happening, we just hope for the best, and we're seeing none of that value. At this point, our data is worth more than oil. If that's the case, then we should be benefiting from it, not just the companies. It's our data, it's our value, it's our property. Getting us a share of that value will be an immense game changer for many, many Americans. It's not just about the money though, it's about the control, it's about the autonomy, it's about the agency. It's our data, we should know what's happening to it, and we should be able to change our preferences and even turn it off if we wish. Right now, we have this lack of data dignity. There's a tyranny of the tech companies, and then we're just looking up and hoping for the best. We can change that. There is more value to be generated if we buy in and accept it, because right now a lot of the data that's getting sold and resold is anonymized. It's anonymous. But imagine if I said, look, if you decide to resell the data, I'll actually answer questions from that vendor. I'll actually add value. Then the value that the company's getting and the value that we're getting can shoot way up. And that does correspond to our willingness to participate.
What is your response to criticisms that it's only going to lead to more problems rather than fewer?
If it was on the companies where we owed them money, then we know there'd be absolutely no issue. But it's because they are taking our data and profiting from it that it's somehow an administrative burden that really doesn't make any sense.